Hello and welcome to the Front Office Podcast. I'm your host, Marcus Cameron. And as always, our show is sponsored by Tees and Trees Clothing. Tees and Trees is where we stand on business. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time you're checking in, man. We appreciate the check-in. As always, make sure you click on the like, subscribe, share, and follow button. Also, if you want to click on the alerts button under our page, I always forget that shit during the opening. You want to click on that alert so you can get your content first all the time. We got a great show for you, man. It's about 2 a.m. coming to you from Columbia, South Carolina. And it's the weekend before my son graduates from high school, which is, I never thought it would feel this way. It's an amazing accomplishment. It really is. He's subscribers of the show, man, we appreciate y'all checking in. They already know he's going to Lander. It's just been really good to see him mature into this young man, responsible, good kid, good grades, picked up a couple of awards on the way out the door academically. I'm proud of him. Man. And so it's going to be an emotional type weekend. We got family coming in. Like I said, it's about 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm waiting for family to come in right now. But I definitely wanted to go ahead and check in because with the graduation being on Monday, I'm probably not going to have another chance to record. So I want to get it out there, pause, Jesus, and see what we can do as far as talking about these Knicks. We have a couple series that have ended. I know, I stand with my pick, man. I picked the Celtics. I was absolutely wrong. The Knicks showed up, and we're going to talk about that, man. We're going to talk about Emmanuel Ocho from, I don't even know the name of their show. He had a comment or a particularly hot take in regards to the Celtics and Jason Tatum. Kevin Durant responded in kind and only the way that Kevin Durant can. So we're going to talk about that as well. And then we're going to talk about the predictions for Game 7 with OKC and Denver on Sunday at 3:30 p.m. Getting ready to start the show, man. Hope y'all enjoy. The New York Knicks defeated the Boston Celtics tonight, win the series 3-2, and they are advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 20 years. Last time they did it, Spreewell was on the team. I was actually alive for all you YNs out there. Some of y'all weren't even thought of, but most people who actually follow the show, we remember when that happened. My thoughts on it, man, congratulations to the Knicks. Congratulations to their fans. They have a real fan base. I've called a few of their fans out before on the show, giving them shout outs, and they do. They have a real fan base. They are loyal no matter how bad they are, no matter how good they are. It's always the same energy, and I respect that. So definitely happy for the Knicks fans. Basketball is always good when the Knicks are good. It is what it is. I feel bad for Tatum. I feel bad for Jason Tatum. That was a tough injury at a tough spot when he was having an amazing game. It literally was going to be one of those, hey, this is the game on my resume. LeBron has that game. Kobe has that game. Jordan has multiple games like that. When it comes down to playoff basketball, man, and it's a special time, man. So for him to get that injury right then and there, I just thought it was a bit of bad luck, man, but God's got something greater for him. It happened for a reason. He's got to keep the faith, man, and I think he'll be fine. As far as the game is concerned, I was surprised that the Celtics won Game 5. Be honest with you, once he went down, man, and the way the Knicks made that push at the end, I didn't think they would have enough. I thought they would be emotionally spent. I thought it would be too taxing on the team when you lose your guy. It's just hard. I mean, don't get me wrong. You still got Jalen Brown there. You still got Derek White. You got some great pieces, and it's a good team. But I just felt like it wasn't going to be enough. Surprisingly, I thought Jalen Brown came out and played an amazing basketball game. I think it's going to be a game that people kind of overlook and forget about. Even though they won the game, it's because they lost the series. But he was great. I think he had 26 points, 12 assists, 5 or 6 rebounds. He was hounding Brunson all night. The role players played great. They were home. And I wasn't sure they were going to be able to duplicate that on the road. The Garden, the atmosphere there, you got all the stars front row. You got Marbury there. And that fucking crowd's going crazy, man. It's go New York, go New York, go. You know what I'm saying? So it took different. You were gonna need Jason Tatum to get that game, and I wasn't sure. I thought Brown was aggressive. I just felt like he should have tried his best to duplicate what he did the game before, as far as getting his teammates into it. But that's not the strength of his game. It's not that he can't do it. Clearly, he did it in Game 5. But it's not the strength of his game, and sometimes you can overthink things. I thought he just wanted to set the tone for the team, and in an environment like that, it's just hard. Derek White and Drew Holiday shot the ball horribly. They shot the ball horribly, man. And the Knicks just really poured it on, man. Pauls. It was a team win. It was a team win. Like, I took Towns in the over on the 19.5 points, but shit, man, Towns had 21. Bridges chipped in. Josh Hart had a triple-double. Brunson got his numbers. Miles Bridges, I'm going to be honest with you Knicks fans, man. Miles Bridges has not looked like the Phoenix Miles Bridges since he got to New York. And any of you disagreeing with me on that point, you're not even watching y'all team. You can't be watching, because I've seen flashes. I haven't seen consistency. I thought he was amazing in this series from game one. From game one on. He played well. I thought he gave them that extra boost. It's what Porzingis was supposed to do for Boston, which I don't want to speak too much on it because I don't know what's going on with him. I mean, they say he's sick. He's got something going on, clearly, because, I mean, he is playing limited minutes and he is super unproductive. Super unproductive. So hopefully, whatever he got going on, man, he gets better. But, yeah, I'm telling you, Miles Bridges looks like Phoenix Miles Bridges, and that makes the Knicks a contender. Kendrick Perkins said something on ESPN after the game, and he was saying, and a lot of people going to say it's cap, the Knicks can win the championship. When you look at the 5 teams that are left, they can. They can. They can absolutely beat Indiana. That's very possible and very likely, in my personal opinion. And we'll talk about predictions later on, but very much so. Very much so they can get that done. I think so. I think Minnesota is the team. Minnesota and OKC are definitely going to pose a threat, but the Knicks can beat them. Wouldn't it be great if the Knicks and the Wolves made it to the finals? So now we get to see how this trade really worked out. Like, that'd be a dope storyline, man. But we'll see how it happens, man. I want to talk a little bit more about the Pacers and Cavs series that got the Pacers. The Pacers won that series 4-1, and we need to talk about that. We need to talk about that and figure out. I have some thoughts on that. So let's talk about the Pacers and the Cavs. The Pacers and the Cavs, man. I was disappointed in that series, and you know what? I didn't go over what I am so far. I'm 0-2 in the Eastern Conference. I definitely picked Boston, and I definitely picked the Cavs. So 0-2 there. I did pick Minnesota. Got a win there, and I picked OKC, and they're going to play. We'll see. So I might come out even. The playoffs in general, man, I think the second round we can describe as the injury round. It seemed like it was a lot of big injuries. You got Steph injured. Now you got Aaron Gordon injured, Tatum injured, Porzingis. The first Mobley and Garland were injured for the first 2 games of that the Indiana series. So this one was kind of spoiled a little bit by injuries, but nonetheless, still very impressed with the playoffs so far. The physical play, all that. But the Pacers and the Cavs, man, the Pacers have surprised me as well. I like this though. I like this. I'm okay with being wrong, and it makes it more intriguing. It makes it more exciting to see teams that I didn't think could go to another level play consistently, go to that level. And the Pacers are one of those teams, along with the Knicks. I definitely picked the Bucks to beat the Pacers, and I picked the Cavs to beat the Pacers. I didn't think they had a chance. Like, if you watch NBA basketball, like I bet on it and I watch it, the Pacers did not look like this going into the play. I don't give a damn how many regular season games they won. We make the argument all the time. The NBA's watered down now. The regular season don't mean shit. They have gotten in, and that team has been awesome. They have been awesome. They ran the Bucks out of town, and listen, they just flat out outplayed the Cavs. The Cavs had some injuries. Donovan Mitchell, I thought, was great for 3 of those 5 games. I'd say 4. Yeah, I'd say 4 out of the 5 games. Garland was hurt for 2 games. Mobley was out for 2 games. That's 2 of your starting 5. And Wade and I forget the other guy's name, Okoro and Hunter. Those guys, were thrusted into a more permanent role. They're pros. They're supposed to be ready for that, but it's just not the same when you've been winning a certain way all year. And when you lose 2 big guys in the starting lineup, it does change how you play. It's going to change how you go into play. It's not an excuse, but it is what it is. Yes, it's next man up, but football guys love to say, oh, it's next man up. Yeah, well, y'all got 53 guys on the roster. You know what I mean? Like, it's 12 on the NBA. But you lose 2 of the top 5, you're a different team. Clearly. Without a doubt, you're a different team. So I thought the Cavs were kind of hindered by that. But even with that, I thought Mitchell was great. I saw him take a real step this year and be a leader of that team, be focused. I thought he had a hell of a year. He definitely should be all NBA, man. But on the other side, the Pacers, listen, we have got to start putting some respect on Tyrese Halliburton's name, okay? And you know what? I got a question. I want you to put it in the comments. Who's the better point guard, or who's having the better playoff series, who's having the better playoff run right now? Is it Jalen Brunson or is it Tyrese Halliburton? Because if I had to do my top 5 current NBA point guard list, those 2 guys are in it. Those 2 guys have been playing awesome basketball. Halliburton looks like the Halliburton he was last year. He's running the floor. He's hitting big shots. He looks healthy. Whether that stays that way, we hope so, but he looks healthy. Last year around this time when they got to face the Knicks but to go to the Eastern Conference Finals, Brunson was banged up, and then Halliburton ended up getting hurt towards the end, so he wasn't really much of anything for Boston. So it's good to see him healthy. Siakam is great. Siakam has been very consistent. Mathurin, Miles Turner. Miles Turner has been having himself a playoffs. Okay? He's been balling, and he's a guy I bet on consistently throughout the season, and he consistently fucking lets me down. But when I tell you he has been hooping in the playoffs, he has been hooping. Pay attention. He has been hooping, I'm telling you. Nembhard, I told you, I like Nembhard. Andrew Nembhard is a dog. He plays great defense. He can hit an open shot. He can create shots. Yes, he fits their style of play. This is going to be, everybody's saying 7, right? And I don't disagree. I want 7. I want 7 games out of this series. If everybody's healthy, I agree with it. But I think you got to factor in injury. Halliburton was a little banged up at the end of that series, left hand. I know the Knicks, especially with the way that Thibodeau plays them, definitely a little banged up. But I'm going to take the Knicks. I know you fucking Knicks fans are going to love this shit. I'm going to take the Knicks to beat the Pacers. I think they do beat them in 7. It may even go 6. And the reason why is this. I think the Knicks role players are just playing a little bit better basketball and more consistent than the Pacers guys. And I know what you're going to say. Oh, look at the numbers. I'm just talking about what I'm seeing on the court, what I'm watching basketball. The Knicks have a lot of guys that contribute in big ways. It's not just 1 or 2 guys. If Nembhard doesn't contribute, Obi Toppin can have a good game, right? He could, but it's not as consistent as somebody, say, an OG Anunoby or a Josh Hart or a Mikal Bridges. I think you'll see Miles Turner and Karl Anthony Towns match up. I think that's a wash. I think Brunson and Halliburton is a wash as far as production. Don't get it twisted. Halliburton is not going to guard Jalen Brunson. They are not going to risk putting him on him. So you'll probably see Mathurin on him a lot. And that I think is going to be a wash as far as production. OG and Siakam, that's a very interesting one. Because if Siakam can be the vet and really just kind of get the better of him, that gives the Pacers the edge. That gives the Pacers the edge because that's a matchup that Halliburton is going to see. He's going to expose it. Rick Carlisle is a very smart coach, very, very smart coach. They will identify the mismatches. But I just think the Knicks have too much. I think it's their time to get to the finals. And when I drop my next episode, we will talk about the Western Conference. I kind of want to wait till the series are over with to talk about them, but we definitely had to get something about the the Pacers and the Knicks meeting in the Eastern Conference Finals. Man, again, man, shout out to the fucking Knicks. I can't believe them motherfuckers pulled that shit off, man. Shout out to the damn Knicks. Go New York, go. And shout out to my man Kendall Blandon. Kendall Blandon is the only person alive that I know besides Mike Epps, and I don't know Mike Epps, that is a fucking Pacers fan. Shout out to him. Your Pacers are actually going to the Eastern Conference Finals for the second year in a row. Man. But that's all I got. Like I said, I got Knicks. I do have a few other things. Real quick. I was very unhappy with the coaching in the Knicks and the Celtics game. I was unhappy because I felt like Tom Thibodeau kept his guys out there too long, and I thought Joe Mazzulla didn't keep your guys long enough. I get it, bro. You're down 40. You're down 40 fucking points. You don't want to play your starters. You know what? Too fucking bad. Okay? Too fucking bad. You don't get to just wave the white towel at the beginning of the fucking fourth quarter. Number one, there's motherfuckers out here betting on props and shit. Look out for a brother. Okay? If they're on the court, they cover, and I get probably, I'm not going to say how much I would have got, but I would have got a lot. You know what I'm saying? You're already going to lose the game. Why the fuck just wave the flag at the beginning of the fourth quarter? I can even understand you waving the flag maybe 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. But to do it, come on, man. And as far as Thibodeau is concerned, bro, that was all the way wrong, though. Like, you still had starters on the floor with 4 minutes left to go. Not all the starters, but there were starters out there. You subbed OG back into the game. There was no Tatum coming to get you. Brown had fouled out. Come on, man. That's that goofy shit we be talking about. But, again, I'm not an NBA coach. I don't have the resume that this man has. I'm just saying, from my personal opinion, I thought it was goofy. That's just my personal opinion. I thought that shit was goofy as hell to have your guys in there because if somebody gets hurt, a la Derrick Rose, they're going to be on your ass. Pause. They're going to be on you. The media is going to be on you. Why the fuck were they in the game? And it's like, bro, like, it's no way you're sitting there watching y'all come down and jack up threes and you don't say to yourself, damn, I need to go ahead and sit them down. That shit was crazy. But, you know, we do need to move on to Emmanuel Ocho versus Kevin Durant, which this one I'm kind of excited to talk about, man. Let's talk about it real quick. As far as the Emmanuel Ocho and Kevin Durant situation, Ocho had to comment about Jason Tatum, and it wasn't really about Jason Tatum. He was actually speaking on the Celtics, and he was saying that, you know, a Jalen Brown led Celtics teams is better matchup for the Knicks than Jason Tatum. Now, I don't agree with the take, and I don't agree with the timing of the take. It was right after my man just tore his Achilles and shit. But Kevin Durant took exception to it because Jason Tatum is a brother. It's somebody that he absolutely, Lord, I got family coming in. Sorry. It's somebody that he absolutely, you know, probably cheers for, probably has mentored a little bit, you know, been around him, wants to see him do good and is hurt. So I understand where he's coming from, man. But I would just say as far as like NBA, NFL, fans have a right to have an opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. We see it from a different perspective, and it's okay. You should be above it to the point to where you shouldn't be that offended. I don't think, and believe me, I'm not a fan of Emmanuel Ocho. I don't really listen to him like that. Usually the only time he comes across my timeline is if he does have a hot take, honestly. And I'm not saying he don't know the game or nothing like that, or he don't know football or anything like that. I'm not going to discredit his resume. I just don't have to agree to it. It's nothing that pops out. His job is to be able to engage an audience. So, you know, bringing up Jason Tatum or having that take is actually pretty smart with him just having the Achilles because, you know, you say something about that, that's going to be in the algorithm. You know what I mean? For whatever it is, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you got going on, it's going to be in the algorithm. So I have to agree with Ocho on this one. He responded and, you know, he was just breaking it down. I don't agree with your take. But I do agree, Kevin Durant, yeah, maybe just don't say nothing about that one. You know what I mean? You just let that slide. It wasn't disrespectful, bro. I think it just kind of hit home because it was somebody close to him. But I understand both points. But listen, man, I will give a West Coast or a Western Conference, I should say, overview hopefully on Sunday night. My son's graduating Monday, so we'll see. I have no idea, man. We're going to see how it play out, man. But you know what it is. Front Office Podcast. I'm your host, Marcus Cameron. T's and Trees is the clothing line. Peace.